This conference will now be recorded.
It's now recording.
All right. Should I wait till I see it pop up 6:30? There we go. It's 6:30 PM. I'll call them, the meeting of the Town and Village Joint Fire District Commission meeting. Posted properly in the town and the village,
Yes.
and we certainly have a quorum. Any public appearances? Does not look like it. Discuss and consider the minutes from the January 26th, 2025 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Second. Motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Chief's report.
We're currently sitting at 38 staff, which is 11 officers, 3 driver operators, 24 firefighters, and no probationary members. Currently at 51 calls. That was last week when this was submitted. Had a few over the weekend and today, so I think we're more like 55 or 56 right now. Average of 1.02 calls per day. If we're to continue at this pace, we'd finish the year at 372. Breakdown is 6 mutual aid, 23 in the village, 11 in Pleasant Springs, and 11 in the town of Cottage Grove. For apparatus, tender 2 is leaking coolant again. They've been working on it a few times now. They keep coming out and looking at it and saying it's fixed, but it's not really been fixed. So they've said now they found that the valves for the filter were leaking, so they're gonna try to get replacement valves. So,
So what was the valve?
yeah, there's a filter on the coolant system,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some isolation valves for shutting them off, and they're leaking out of the valves themselves.
Okay.
For equipment, we're having some issues with mice at the station. Several sets of turnout gear have been damaged by mice eating the linings from inside of them. It's another agenda item coming up later, but we think the municipality should consider hiring a professional pest company to mitigate the issue permanently. Training in February is air consumption and fit testing for our masks. And for March, it will be wildland fires, chainsaws, and pump equipment. We'll be having our corned beef the Saturday, March 15th from 11 to 1. And for staff milestones, we had Cole Brown with 8 years, Anthony Cable with 1, Dennis Larson with 36 years, Tom Love with 5 years, Jake Better with 3, and Paul Wendricks with 27 years.
That's it. Anybody with any questions, comments, concerns? Thanks. Next item, discuss and consider repair to door 3 over at the ESP.
They repaired it last Thursday.
Yep.
It was the 2150. I had called overhead door in Madison on Jonathan Drive, gave them all the information. They never bothered to call me back with a price, so I just had Peak replace it. Now, apparently, of course, those openers are 25 years old. They have a newer one, newer model. From what Chief Lang was telling me, that did work very well, so they've gone back to this old one. And they're going to continue it for a while until whenever they get the newer one, bugs worked out. So Lang was wondering if we wanted to, well, they had this one that we know is good, it's lasted 25 years, if we want to replace any of the other ones.
So what Chief Lang told me is that, when he was talking to the garage door person, the newer model that came out that's not working correctly is, it's got like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and all these features.
Yep.
And its cost is actually like 50% more than the current openers. So fiscally, I guess right now would be a good time to replace the door, any door openers that we're worried about before you have to pay 50% more for the same opener, I guess, because I don't know that we really need Bluetooth or Wi-Fi for those applications.
How many other doors are you looking to replace?
It's,
EMS has been replaced somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was
In
gonna say
the-
is,
in
door
the-
one's been replaced before, the opener.
there's 7 doors total. Now that's 2 that have been replaced. There's still 5 that are original openers. So.
And they would replace them at that same price that the one was. So yeah,
The 2150?
times 4.
5.
5?
Yeah.
And you have, as of February 21st, you had $80,840.42 in the ESB repair fund.
Do we know if, the opener company, looked at the other ones to give an assessment as far as,
They didn't. No, they just replaced the one, and the reason the one failed was it was actually leaking. It's a gearbox driven system, and the gearbox started leaking oil. So then it leaked all over the roof of engine 3, and then it was running down the sides of engine 3, and we got it cleaned up. But I don't know what that oil does to the paint in the long scheme, the grand scheme of things. You know, like it could eventually damage the paint from, you know.
Or how long it would continue to work.
Right. It'll stop mid-stroke sometime because it's out of oil, but so.
I mean, what's the lifespan of it? Probably they're well past that.
30 years?
what's that?
I mean, an opener with those large doors, I'm sure that's well past.
Yeah.
So it's probably just it's a matter of time. It's probably not a convenient time when one will break too.
And $2,100 for those openers is not an unreasonable price.
No, I'm more worried about, the guys trying to, get in a vehicle and not be able to get out
Right.
or damaging, the paint and that's something else on them.
That's why I had them order it and replace it as soon as they could,
Yeah.
not knowing when it's going to fail. Because of course it'll fail when you really need it.
Halfway up.
Yeah. And you can't get it back down, and it's
Yeah.
0 like last week.
So are you suggesting that we just go with the current bid and replace them all?
I mean, it's up to you if you want to do that, or if we want to get another price from somebody. It's up. I mean, it's whatever you guys want to do.
It's about $10,750 for all 5 doors.
Google says 10 to 15 years is the expected life expectancy of a door opener. So you're.
If we
got
got
them,
them,
didn't
install
install
them.
What's that?
If we got them, didn't install them. We just got them.
Just got them. I don't know how much it was to buy just the opener.
I guess I'm not opposed to spending the money.
It's gonna be fiscal.
Not when they're all that age. Plus the fact, haven't we probably replaced the lower panels on most of those doors within the last 25 years from
No.
strikes? But here's my point.
Mainly EMS.
Huh?
Mainly EMS and one on the one next to it.
One was us. And
Yeah.
then one was.
I thought there, I mean, no, I guess that's not my point was going to be, that, you know, when you have a strike, I mean, that puts an awful lot of stress and strain on an opener. And, you know, are we living on borrowed time?
I guess maybe we should just get at least one more bid just to confirm. Overhead will get back to you when you say you got 5 to replace, if that's,
I can call them again.
I mean, as long as they have, obviously, it's the replacements available, and then you got 2 bids and
And then you can verify the total number, because I don't remember if door one had one replaced or not, I guess. I know the whole door got replaced because the last time a panel got broke, they didn't have a replacement panel or something. Pretty sure.
I know,
We had to
I
go
would
to a
still,
different finish
Different
on the door because the old one wasn't available, but
That's why we have replacement panels now, because one of the doors.
yeah, in case you ruin another one.
and also on door one, I know that the Traveler got busted up pretty bad on the opener when the door got smushed. So I don't know if it was just the Traveler that got replaced or if they did the whole thing.
Sure.
I can call overhead door and see if they'll
Come on.
respond. If,
I guess I would quote this exact same opener.
yes, yeah. Yeah. If they're, do you want to see the quote before you decide? Or go with the
Well-
cheaper one?
How about this for a suggestion? Chris makes an attempt to go ahead and get a hold of overhead door again. And if overhead door chooses not to respond, or
If their price is higher,
higher, we go with what you call it,
peak,
peaks for Marshall. So the remaining,
fine with me.
I'm kind of surprised that overhead didn't respond because I use them a lot. I mean,
I
in
know
my
they're
storage
the ones that
facilities.
originally installed them in that building.
Yeah,
And I gave them all the information off the unit, so
sure.
they really didn't even have to come. They could just look it up and,
Yeah, because they already know the building.
Works for me.
Chris,
Chris, any,
Sounds good to me.
double muted. Technology.
It works when it doesn't.
Oh, we got his face.
He smiled at least.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion then for Chris Hampton, to reach out to overhead door once again, and get a quote for the same opener that Peak installed, and whomever is the cheapest from the two, we go with that and have them install. I mean, and give Chris permission to go ahead and see, we know what the price is gonna be.
Works for me.
Go
it would
ahead.
be door 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
It sounds like, well, you thought that maybe one was replaced already, right?
They could,
I think the only one that's been replaced was EMS.
Which is door one. No, that's door two. That's door one.
Oh,
So
letters,
EMS is
letters
door
door
one.
two.
Yeah, EMS. is
So
one.
one has been done. You think that one's been done. We know for sure three's been done. So that leaves 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Okay. I got it down.
Is there a second on this motion?
No, I'll second.
Motion is,
Was the motion to take it out of the ESV fund then?
yep, yes.
And in the current one that we just replaced?
Correct. That's in my notes.
Any other discussion? Motion is to have Chris contact Overhead Door, and depending upon the results of that contact, we'll either have Overhead or Peak replace the remainder of the doors in the ESB.
The other 5.
The other 5, correct. All right, any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. 7, update on the lighting.
So I've been trying to get a hold of them for a while, and they finally called me back early this week, and said that they're gonna honor the original price. So I gave them permission to order them for the motion that was made last month, that as long as it was within $500 of the original price. keep it. So they're gonna order the parts. They don't know when they're gonna install it because they're super busy right now, so they're gonna be squeezing us in and probably do it in sections, like they'll do one room or where they can fit us in basically. But it's ordered. There have been a couple more rooms now that have started to have problems, like, I guess the downstairs training room for EMS is, half the lights are out now. And the laundry room has only got one bulb working now, so
Have they replaced bulbs?
I don't know what they've done. So I was probably just gonna get the LED replacements and just do like the laundry room to get it done. Or just do it ourselves, get that room done at least. So.
Okay. Number 8, discuss and consider changes to the fire inspection program and ordinance.
Yeah, so we discussed possibly changing the frequency of doing fire inspections from twice a year to once a year. To do that and be compliant with the state, you have to have an ordinance. So this is a rough draft of an ordinance. I guess the recommendation I would have would be to take it to each one of your guys' attorneys, have them review it. If there's any changes they want to do in red line or anything that needs to be changed, then maybe, we can work on it before the next meeting and have maybe like a clean draft that everybody agrees to that can be approved at the next meeting or something.
Will do.
Huh?
Will do. I'll send it out to them.
Yep. I don't think with any motion, we'll just put that on for next month's agenda item for next month.
Yeah.
Number 9, discuss and consider hiring a pest control company for the ESB.
So this one we found really late last week, so I didn't really get enough time to set up a company and actually come out and look at it and give us a bid, but basically what's happening is mice are chewing up the turnout gear that's in the racks.
Do we need to do the whole building, just the apparatus bay?
I mean,
What?
if they're in the bay, they're probably in the rest of the building is what I would guess.
Say if you can see one mouse, that there's probably 51 mice.
Yeah, people have actually seen them when they went to go put their gear on, they're like hanging off the gear. So,
I've got Will Kilt coming tomorrow at 10. I've got to call into the guy that you use from Pittsburgh. I forget his name, but he was in Pittsburgh. I haven't heard back from him when he can come and quote.
Locally, there's Badgerland pest control too. I know that they'll do bigger buildings too.
I reached out to Professional Pest Control because that was somebody that I was recommended, and then she's got, what's that?
I reached out to Skedaddle.
They're coming tomorrow to give us a quote too, so we'll have a few different quotes.
More the merrier.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we want to wait another month because turnout gear is pretty expensive to have them destroy it, you know. So,
I have no idea what it'll cost.
I did a quick like AI, but I think it's for residential. So Google AI came back with, I've heard like free inspections from some places. Some places say $100 to $500 for the inspection. And then there's an average monthly cost from $50 to $450 for an average monthly cost.
It's a huge
I think
difference.
we paid $70 for Will Kill to do the police station monthly.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think, company that I have out here at the storage facility, they do the whole complex out there, and I'm under $200 a month, and that's,
We used to
mean-
have wool kill.
Can't imagine it's gonna be $400 a month.
We used to have wool kill to our meat plant.
It just says 50 to $400.
Yeah.
So maybe guess if Steve's storage area is 200, that it'd probably be around that.
You do a motion
What-
not to exceed, maybe.
We didn't have anything in the budget for pest control this year.
I'm surprised we weren't doing it. Not that
I was a little bit surprised by that.
well,
I think we did years ago, there used to be like boxes and stuff, but I think at some point that stopped. And it's probably something with how often those doors are open, how big the doors are. It's probably something that's worth doing year round, like a contracted service, just so that avoid problems like this in the future. Because one set of turnout gear is about $3,500, so.
no, I mean, it's not a question of if, it just, it would be, I'm just trying to think of something that, unless after all the quotes come in, we have a one agenda fire commission meeting just to approve it whenever we get it. I mean, what was it, be a 15-minute meeting? We could almost Zoom it, I mean, if necessary, kind of thing, and that way we're not waiting till the end of next month before we look at it again.
That's why I said maybe a motion tonight would be just not to exceed X dollars. I don't know what that would be though. That's the problem. And then to Chris's point, I don't know where this comes from then too, because we don't have a line item for pest control. We should, obviously next year's budget, but
Yeah. You have to take it out of the fund for this year. Really no idea what it would cost, but
Right, yeah,
Will Kill's gonna come tomorrow at 10 to look at the building to quote it.
sure.
Well, do we maybe do an initial cost of not to exceed $500? And that'll,
I was gonna guess at least 1,000, but
okay, that's fine.
1,500. I mean, it's, my house is $360 a year, so
How much?
$360 a year for a house.
360?
Yeah, but that's rodents, bugs, all that crap. Happy wife then too. Does not like mice. No.
Give the price on that. Give the price on that.
So I'm guessing it's gonna be at least 1,500 to 2,000.
month?
No, for the year.
Oh,
for the
year.
year. It's a fairly sizable building. You're gonna have.
That I could potentially for a whole year.
Yeah, all the traps, everything, right inside the garage, outside. where you
Yeah,
wanna
big
trap them.
stations.
Yeah.
All the other rooms.
Yep.
And any cracks or seals they find where they might be screwing themselves
'Cause
in.
if it-
So they can
Just
do the
only
plan
imagine where they're
initial
all
and then come back and decide what they want to do.
Upstairs, downstairs, basement.
Someone wants our business, they'll want our
I
business.
haven't heard from anybody other than no,
Yeah,
till now. So usually somebody over there all the time.
I would support the
Chris, aren't you
$1,500,
pretty
not to
good?
exceed that.
Yeah,
and with your dollar amount, and that way we could get something going ahead of time.
yeah, otherwise you're gonna be meeting again to discuss it. And I mean, that seems kind of silly because we know we have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, one set of turnout gear is $3,500 plus.
Well, yeah, it just,
We've got three damages.
Give us a dollar figure, we can try to see what the quotes come back for doing the building, because
2,000?
Yeah, I guess probably it's gonna be, for the year, it's probably gonna be in that neighborhood.
yeah,
Even if you just did a not to exceed for like an initial startup, then when you figure out what your monthly cost is, you could come back and re-vote on the month, like the total for the year if you wanted to.
That's another option.
Yeah, 'cause you're not sure if you- one might be
Is that a
motion for the inspection, one might be. For the year.
I'll make a motion that we get enough, at least 3 bids for pest control for the building and for initial setup of not to exceed $750. And then the committee can review it again once we've got the bids. And
I need to commit to something.
And where do you want the funds to come from?
I'm assuming they're going to come from the overall fund right now because we don't have an
Correct.
The ESP fund?
ESP fund. So that's part of the motion.
Is there a second?
so 700
I can second.
for the initial
Yeah,
Second from Maureen.
setup.
yeah. And then we'll,
And then give us a quote for a year or whatever to bring back.
and Maureen, you're okay with that?
You, Larry,
Yes.
you okay with that?
Yeah, she's going a second.
Got it.
All right, anything else? We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Items for next agenda and meeting date.
Just an FYI, I think, was it last week that they did the generator?
Yeah, they came last week and.
They did the yearly checkup and everything came back A-OK, nothing else needed to be fixed.
Hard to believe. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm happy, but I'm just saying.
right. And as for the next agenda, we need to find somebody to appoint to be available 24/7 when they have a problem with the building. Because I won't be here after March.
Okay.
And the next meeting date is the 24th right now.
Yeah,
So your next agenda items, you can do another update on the lights again, update on the pest control, and is there one more that we had?
Inspection.
The inspection ordinance. What's that?
Say overhead doors. Openers.
And overhead doors probably too.
Lights, pest,
22 minutes.
basically a duplicate of this month's agenda.
pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Everybody okay with the 24th of March?
Better be, that's when we got landfill.
Well, you know, it's getting close to spring break, you know, and all that kind of stuff, you know. and-
Yeah.
About I think it's just before that.
What's that?
I think it's just before that.
Is it?
I think it's the next week, I believe.
It is.
Yeah, Chris is nodding. I don't have kids in school. I'm up at.
Do I? Thank God.
All right.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion Motion a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are out. Thanks, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Bye.
Wasn't there more things we were gonna update on lighting, pest control, doors and?
Door, lights,
Inspection.
pest control, fire inspection.